Welcome, Libra. I'm Karen. This is Veronica Streams Coaching and Tarot. This reading is for Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising. It is a love reading for the week of March 2nd through the 9th. Kind of see where things are at in that relationship realm. And taking a look at current situation and influences around that. Keep in mind this is a collective reading, so take what resonates and always check out your other placements as well. Let's get started with this. I do not know how to pronounce this deck. I will have the name in in the description. I don't know how to pronounce it. It's kind of a cool deck, but I will use the Somni, I believe, for clarifying. Okay, let's get started. And here's what the box looks like. I did get it at Amazon, so if you say, oh, that's cool. One more. What do our Libras need to know for love for this week coming up? What's going on? Current situation. King of Wands. Past influence. Ace of Swords. This is okay. I hope they're not. I don't read reversals, so I'm gonna put them all upright. Present influence. 10 of Cups. Negative. 3 of Wands. Positive. 4 of Pentacles. What we don't see. Hierophant. What to look for. 4 of Swords. Okay. Unexpected death challenge. 9 of Swords. Future influence. Page of Wands. Outcome. 5 of Swords. Where does this lead? The Sun. I laugh because it's 5 of Swords and the outcome, but where does this lead as the Sun is about happiness and joy. That's why I'm laughing. And then, okay, hang on a second. I have somewhere to be, and I wanted to know what time I needed to be there, so I'm going to check that message out real quick. So sorry about that. Just didn't want to be late. My granddaughter's having a concert, band concert. She's in band and choir. I believe this one's a band concert. Get confused. So good. I'm glad I didn't start the reading yet. The bottom of the deck is the 2 of Wands. There is something definitely here about making plans. King of Wands being in the current situation. I feel like that's an energy definitely that maybe you're carrying. Okay, when I read court cards, they're not necessarily gender specific. What they are is I read more about the card itself. Usually it's about a person, but it could be about you as well. Every once in a while I will read them gender specific though. Sometimes as well as feminine versus masculine, but mostly it's just the feeling of the card. And with a level up as well. Like I explained to my listeners that I feel like it's a process, right? You know, page to knight, knight to queen, queen to king. Now, if we are doing a personal reading, it's a lot different because we're having a very specific, reading. But in this case, it's kind of like a level up here. But the King of Wands, I feel like, is you. That energy of there's something like that's really you're feeling very motivated and passionate and excited about something, but with that control of going for it, like going, okay, I'm going to use this properly, not like the page who would just kind of go for it and not think too hardly about it. The 10 of Cups is the influence. I feel like there is something here where you really want to have that comfort, that 10 of Cups, that really good relationship. Keep in mind this card as an influence, the energy around that. The Ace of Swords is the influence from the past. So there has been something that came very clear to you in the past. And I will clarify if we need to as we go or later. I kind of like to summarize everything too. So it does definitely feel like that you've got your eyes set on a relationship or either how to build it. And again, we'll get into it. The Three of Wands in your negative, probably a patience card, having a hard time waiting to see the outcome of things. Four of Pentacles, though, is your strength. So that's good. That means you're hanging in there, hanging on to it. Also can be a holding on to like what you've learned and understanding how to use that. Hierophant and what you don't see, I will definitely pull clarifiers on that, because it seems to me that either you may be not realizing that you want a commitment, but it also could be someone else. Sometimes in that what we don't see place, a lot of times it's the environment around us or the other person in the relationship. So we'll get there. Four of Swords, what to look for. This I'm going to clarify it a little bit because the Four of Swords is about healing. So this is what when in the what to look for place, like, okay, we need to look for healing, but maybe we need to realize that healing is done. So it could be either way, but we'll get there. Death in the unexpected. Things will transform, and usually in a positive way. Nine of Swords and challenge. I don't think that speaks for itself. Nine of Swords is all about anxiety, stress, overthinking things. So it just may be a challenge to get over the overthinking of a certain of this situation. The Page of Wands, though, is the influence. So I feel like even though you're in King of Wands mode now, you might go, okay, I am done thinking about this. I'm going to jump in. But with the Five of Swords as the outcome, that may be hindered. And I don't think the relationship or the situation itself is hindered. It's the, okay, maybe I shouldn't jump in, because if I do, there could be that. I get the feeling that that's what causes a little bit of, I want to say Five of Swords is just really about, it can be about someone fighting unfairly and that kind of thing, but it's also about how much energy, like, do I want to stay and fight, or am I the person that's walking away from this fight and not fight about it? So there's that, and we'll get there. Then it goes to the 10 of the Sun, Chariot, Judgment. Oh, that's nice. Those are all major arcana. They're all good major arcanas. They're like really good. The Sun is about the joy and having, excitement. You're going to get some happiness coming in later on. The Chariot could be travel. It also could be a move, but it even just could be like just, something really exciting coming in. It's definitely a victorious card. It has a lot of passion and speed to it. And I feel like that's what you're kind of looking for here, being in that King of Wands mode now. And then the Judgment is, really renewal. But it's also a Phoenix energy too, to me. I always see when I look at the Judgment, I think of that as, it's like, okay, I'm back, like that kind of feeling. Judgment is also the karma card as well. So let's get into this. Yeah, this is what I think about the King. I feel like this is you. I feel like this is really where you're at right now. Chasing passions, chasing excitement, being motivated about a certain situation. And I feel like it has to do with this 10 of Cups. Let's clarify the 10 of Cups. I think that would be a good one to work on. What is this 10 of Cups? The Two of Wands. The Two of Wands is all about plans. I had to look at the card. 10 of Cups in present influence. Tell our Libras what this is. Five of Wands, Two of Cups, Four of Cups. There is you have been probably conflicted with the Five of Wands. How much energy do I really give this situation? It's really important to me, though. Two of Cups. And the Four of Cups is these are your dreams. This is what you really want. Your eyes are not wide open with this, but you are wanting to put that energy. You're feeling passionate, the King of Wands. So I feel like this is definitely due to someone, but something where there's been some kind of conflict. Now, again, it could just be how much energy to give something, or it could be like literally a conflict. But the Four of Cups is about looking for something and not seeing what's given to you. So this could be one of those things where you are really stuck on this being your way and not necessarily what's really happening here, because it's kind of like a to me, the Four of Cups can, I call it my poor little old me card, and I call it that not to denigrate anybody or anything, but it's when you don't feel like you're getting what you deserve. And you're in that place where, why? Um, why didn't I get this? Or feeling bad about not getting it. But it feels more it can be a selfish thing. And the other thing too is that Four of Cups, he's being handed something. If you look at the Rider White, and he's being handed something and he's not paying attention to it. And I put this away already, but the Four of Cups in this one, he's not paying attention to the rope. He's going to spill things if he's not careful. So the Four of Cups is very easily led to the Five of Cups, which is about disappointment, if you're going to allow that to happen. But I feel like this is something that, I get the feeling overall that you really want to go for this. This is what you feel like you want, but there's been some kind of stall here as well. I do feel like I feel the stall is because of that. The Ace of Swords being in your past influence, I do feel like this is you learned something in the past, either via a message, aha moment, realization, the light went on. What is this Ace of Swords? High Priestess, Seven of Cups. Yeah, Two of Swords. You had some kind of choices, like Seven of Cups to the Two of Swords. And I feel like that you've realized, the realization is that you have choices out there. And I think the realization came from within, the High Priestess. So it wasn't something that came out, and no one necessarily said something. It's more that, oh, okay, that realization. So then what do we have? We have the Three of Wands in the negative. I don't think this is necessarily a bad negative. I feel like what's happening here is that you are not seeing the work that you do or what's really happening here. The Three of Wands is about the ships coming in. You're on the shore, right, waiting for those ships to come in, and you can see them, but you don't have your hands on them. You're having a struggle even seeing it, even if it's really happening. So this is more of a struggle with perception and being true to yourself. Again, going back to that Four of Cups, that was the clarifier, that Ten of Cups. When we have blinders on and we have our eyes set on one thing, we may not be seeing anything else. Therefore, that Three of Wands, you're not seeing what's really happening and what's really coming in, and it's about opening your eyes to that. And again, it's just kind of an advice type situation. The Four of Pentacles, though, is in your strength, which I really like. Four of Pentacles can be savings, holding on to things. Sometimes you can hold on to them too tightly, all those things. But it's also about gathering up information, gathering up everything you've learned and storing it and knowing how to use it in the future. Going, okay, I learned this, I learned this, I learned this. These are the tools I have them all in my back pocket, and knowing that. And that's the strength, is understanding all of that. Because sometimes we can have the tools and we can have the knowledge and we can have those lessons learned, but we don't recognize it out loud, so to speak. We don't say, yeah, I got it. And that's what you have. You got this. You know that you can get through this situation. You have tools to get you there. And the tools could be anything, even as much as friends, family, someone to talk to, or the actual, emotional and mental tools to get there, and physical too. The Hierophant is in what you don't see. And there is a feeling to me with the Hierophant about commitment, especially in a relationship reading. I'm pulling cards because I want to know if this is, I feel like there's someone else here, but this reading leads to me to believe that you're the center of this reading. And so I feel like you're really worried about you right now, getting what you want, if there is a relationship right now happening, I think that there's I can't tell you exactly unless it shows up later, but there's really something more about you learning about yourself within this relationship. So tell me more about this Hierophant. Knight of Pentacles, Three of Wands, Ten of Pentacles. So, Knight of Swords, I'm sorry. I don't know why I said Knight of Pentacles. Knight of Swords, Three of Wands. What you don't see is that Three of Wands. There is something coming in here. And I feel like the Three of Wands, again, is sitting right smack center of these clarifiers. The Ten of Pentacles is about that level up, that relationship that could be definitely a committed relationship. There is something happening here that you are not realizing. And I do feel like it's a commitment coming into you, whether someone's going to say they want to have a committed relationship or level up the relationship to some degree or another, because that Ten of Pentacles, the Ten of Pentacles to me is even, the Ten of Cups is a really nice relationship, but the Ten of Pentacles to me is more of that marriage, commitment, relationship. It's more important than anything. You know, it's like, so I feel like there is definitely something happening here. Now, if there is another person, that's what they're thinking. If it's you, you don't realize that you really do want a commitment because you're not seeing it with this Three of Wands. So you may be blinding yourself to it, you know, not allowing yourself to see it. The Four of Swords is what to look for. I feel like this is saying get off your high horse here. Not your high horse. Get off your poor little old me horse. You're done healing. And I'm usually not that abrupt about it, but, you know, you are an air sign, so you want things straight up, right? Four of Swords. Chariot. There's something coming in. Yeah, there's a new time. Hierophant. Yes, yes, yes. What you need to look for is check yourself. So you have here on this left side, there was a Four of Cups that clarified that Ten of Cups. The Four of Pentacles is sitting here in your strength. The Four of Swords is in what to look for. It's understanding where you stand in the healing process. And there's the fours to me are, so the threes and tarots are many completions. Four is that next card that's leading you to the next completion, which would be a six. So it's kind of like a stalled a little bit card. It is definitely not a lot of movement to it. It's more like, okay, now to the next thing. And to me, it's kind of that stall from the three or the threes in general. So the Three of Swords, right, is a hurtful card. It's pain, it's heartache, it's separation. And the Four of Swords is that healing process that has to go along with that. So I do feel like it's like you realize that maybe that's done. I do feel like it's done because we got the Chariot, the Wheel, and the Hierophant. Again, these are all major arcanas here. So you've got the Wheel smack in the center of this one. And that tells me that it's time. You know, it's clock there. It's time. It's time to move forward. And really, whatever this is that's coming in, and there's going to be something coming in, and we've got it everywhere. It's time. It's time to make that commitment. Even if that commitment is to yourself. I'm not saying it's time to make a commitment to somebody else because that's free will, but I really consider making a commitment to you to move on, to move forward, to maybe get out of this Four of Swords mode, because I feel like that's what the King of Wands is you kind of taken that back. And I do feel like with the other cards, though, it's slightly a struggle here. You have the Death and the Unexpected. I do like that. So I feel like if you can recognize this Four of Swords and say, okay, it's time for me to take that deep breath, take that plunge, get out of this funk that I'm in, and realize I have a lot to offer, which you do. And the Death card is about that transformation, moving forward, shedding old skin, becoming a new, just allowing yourself to really be you, really transformation to me is like the best thing in the world because it's always a good thing. Even when it's a hard thing, it'll end up being a good thing because transformation is about growth, learning. The snake sheds its skin. The caterpillar becomes a butterfly. Again, it's not easy, probably not an easy process, but when you get there, you're in that, you've leveled up to some degree or another. Tell me more about this Death card, please, and Unexpected. Five of Wands, Nine of Swords, Devil. Wow. I feel like I mean, I feel like you'll still need to get through this anxiety because that is your challenge. Nine of Swords is in your challenge over here, and it's smack in the middle of the clarifiers here. So, and then Devil card, that's a tough one too. I do feel like that the conflict that you're feeling right now, it is causing anxiety, and that's your challenge as well. But I feel like with this devil here, this isn't like you being stuck on something or addicted to something. I feel like it's more about the understandings of where you're stuck or what you're tied to or what you need to be released from. And then you will let go of the anxiety. Then you can move forward, because there is going to be a little struggle here about moving forward. It doesn't last long, but it's a little bit of a struggle. I'm not going to clarify the Nine of Swords. We all know what the Nine of Swords is. Okay, so to be quite honest, this is a challenge. You're probably overthinking something, and that's when you need to say, "No more overthinking. I can't do this anymore." Really focus on what you can change, what you can do, what you have in front of you, not what's imagined. And once you can do that too, that Nine of Swords can show up in the challenge on any reading anytime, because anytime we're trying to get through a situation, make changes, bring something new in, there's almost always some kind of anxiety involved with it and stress. The Page of Wands is in your future influence. There is an influence that's going to be driving you to just want to jump. Like, I just want to do this and I want to do this now. What it is, though, is the Five of Wands comes after that, which is saying, do you really? I feel like that you do, and I feel like that's driving you. But there's also the Five of Wands is the outcome is saying, okay, there's this is a little bit of conflicted area here. In other words, it's a little bit of a fight. And when I say fight, I'm not saying two people fighting. I'm saying two fighting within yourself, or fighting about a situation, or fighting about your thoughts. But it's a conflict there. And I think like going from the king to the page is like downward. It's almost like, dang, no. Kind of, again, going back to that poor little old me. Can't get what I want. I want to take the immature way. And I like the Page of Wands energy. Now, I'm a fire sign, so I love the Page of Wands energy, but it's not always good to go to the opposite. And I feel like this is what's saying, like, you're going to want to, you're going to really want to, but it's going to lead to a little bit of some conflict or competition here. A conflict more than competition. But I will say, like, you've got the Sun, Chariot, and Judgment. And I feel like whatever you decide to do and whatever you end up having to kind of fight a little bit with that Five of Wands, you are going to bring, this situation is going to bring joy in. But it comes from the work that you do, because you have to get through that Nine of Swords too. Like, you have to get through that overthinking or that anxiety or stress or whatever that Nine of Swords is to you. You got to get through that. And then you can get through that, and you can have, it leads to joy. This is where this whole situation leads to happiness, joy, brightness. It also gives you a brightness. It's really going to give you a brightness. And then it goes to the Chariot, and the Chariot is, I feel like, the full steam ahead. Like, okay, I'm ready. I'm going to do this. I feel like this does have to do with the commitment here, because this allows you, the Judgment, to be reborn and feeling better about things in general. I'm going to clarify the Judgment card. Tell me more about this Judgment. Eight of Pentacles, Seven of Pentacles, Four of Swords. It's the work that you've done. Okay, so Seven of Pentacles is about the work you've done. So both of these are Eight of Pentacles and Seven of Pentacles. So the Eight of Pentacles is about mastering a skill. The Seven of Pentacles is really about, is everything worthwhile? With the Seven of Pentacles, think of it like a garden or a crop or something where it takes a while to really reap the benefits. It takes a little bit of work and it takes a little bit of patience, and then you get to see if it's worth it. So I do feel like this judgment is saying that, yeah, everything's worth it because you got the Eight of Pentacles too. So the Seven of Pentacles to the Eight of Pentacles. It's worth it. Now I'm working on it. And I feel like the Four of Swords here is you coming out of that healing mode, that, okay, I am rested, I am healed. So it's like where we're talking about this force. It's time to like get through this. The judgment is you getting through this. And that's really good. But it has to go through what it goes through, right? To get there. So there you have it, Libra. Let me pull a piece of advice, a card for advice. What is our advice for Libra? The Devil. I mean, I'll be really just honest and straight up. This is just understand if you have healthy attachments or not so healthy attachments. The Devil does not have to be negative, but it can mean attachments. And sometimes that can be negative, depending if they're healthy or not. Also, what are you really tied to? What I feel like that this, it kind of revolves around this Hierophant card down here. Is there's something here about a commitment, and there's something you're holding back from that, not stepping into that commitment or level up in the relationship. And I feel like this is asking you to look at that. What are you so tied to that you can't do that? Is there something like, let's say someone wants to be commitment and you don't really want a committed relationship because you want to date other people for a while still. You want to make sure that you're in a good place. Or you may not want a committed relationship because you like being able to do what you want when you want. Not necessarily seeing other people, but you don't want to have to be accountable. You don't want to have to say, I'm doing this, is it okay if I do this? Or, feeling that need to communicate when you just want to go do whatever it is you need to do. So it's just check that. And it's not asking you to give up anything that you don't want to give up, right? That's not advice. The advice is to check it, look at it, understand it. What am I really tied to that's keeping me from this? And is it a good reason? Because if you still want to be able to do things on your own, that's an easy, like, this is what I need in a relationship. I need to be able to go when I need to go. Whatever it is I need to do. If I need to go out with friends, I'm going to do that. If I need to travel, I'm going to do that. If I need, whatever it is I need to do it. I don't want anyone holding me back from that. And if you're honest, then you've got your answer right there. So just understand what you're tied to, the reason why you don't want to commit, right? And that's all that's saying. That's keeping you from moving forward in a relationship. I do feel like there's really good stuff coming here, probably towards the end of March, more so, where things start really working. This energy within the reading is this week. You're going to kind of feel this week's not going to be easy for you. But it's not hard either. So I want to say it's not like this, everything's going to be okay this week. There's still work to be done. So this week is about we're doing the work and understanding what work does need to be done. So there you have your reading, Libra. Let me know what you think. Please hit that thumbs up button and give me a comment. Appreciate you. Have a beautiful day.